Art therapy, it's the integration of the visual arts with other kinds of counseling techniques and other kinds of counseling skills. And so rather than only talk about personal experience, art therapy provides the additional opportunity for artistic responses that are created that represent inner experience. And these don't have to be accomplished artworks or what some people might refer to as good art. I'm more interested in what people are trying to say rather than how good it looks. I'm interested in honesty. And so if you were to ask me what is the best art, I would say the most honest art. And so even a stick figure can be very truthful and very accurate and very representative of somebody's truthful inner experience. That's what I'm after in my work with patients or clients. I'm interested to invite them into their own honesty. So my initial response is how you work as an art therapist is determined by who you are working with and where you are working. So art therapy looks very different in a school with children than it would in a facility or a hospital for older people or even people at the end of their life. So children also, there's a lot of difference with children. So some children have learning challenges. Some children have had physical trauma or psychological trauma. But in general, children are often very resilient, and children are very enthusiastic to work with art and to try art. And adults are often very hesitant, and they feel inadequate or they feel shy. For many adults, the last time they did art was when they were very young children. I don't know how it is in Turkey, but in the United States, people, their education in art often ends when they're very young. And so when adults come to art therapy, they're mystified. Like, what do I do? How do you paint? How do you draw? How do you sculpt? They're unsure. And one of my teachers, Edith Kramer, said, you have to teach children to work and adults to play. I think the best way to start is to buy art materials for oneself and to experiment and explore one's own art, one's own artistic impulses. And many of the questions people have about how and why art is therapeutic can be explored and answered in your own art process. And so I would actually begin right there. I would encourage people to try different art materials and processes and to explore dreams that they might have or stories that they're carrying or fantasies that they have or even secrets that they can't tell anybody, but they could tell through their artwork. And they don't have to show anybody. It could just be a gift from oneself to oneself. You know, another aspect of art and what art therapy is, it's a way to bring inner experience to the outer world. And it's a way to give inner human feeling outer physical form. Art and therapy together creates a very big subject, and to study it fully in depth and how it integrates is a lot of work and takes time. And so, and yet one can begin, as I said, with one's own art, one's own experiences, moving them into art, giving their inner feelings form through lines and shapes and colors, and begin to listen to themselves at deeper levels, to be patient with oneself, to hear oneself, to hear not only the thoughts but the inner conversations that are going on that can be externalized in art.